The only song playing on the ship's radio is The Face Between. Welcome back to Mario Galaxy 2.
God, what a nightmare.
What is?
Isn't it, though? It's Lubba's favorite song. He won't stop playing it.
Lubba could be in the Dave Matthews Band, I guess.
The face between. Oh, we're going to the next galaxy.
Lubba doesn't get to go on any missions, so I guess technically he's riding shotgun,
Yeah.
so he gets to control the radio.
Let's check out Squizzard's Sandy Stinkhole and see what we have in store for us here.
Your
Ugh.
Dave Matthews impression sounded a lot more like Adam Slip Sandler than it did Dave Matthews. Oh, I remember this galaxy. This is great.
This galaxy's awesome. Might be my favorite one of this world.
Oh man, this does look cool. I was a little worried from the last few. They looked kind of a little bit too linear almost, but
Oh, it's still very linear.
it's very linear, but at least there's, action all the time, not just waiting.
There's always stuff happening in Sandy, whatever this place was called.
Slip Sand.
Slip Sand. You can always count on Galaxy starting with the same letters. Alliterative
Is that how it works?
to the end. But there's not a whole lot to it. Just have to keep in mind that Mario's movement is limited, and just hop on and kill things. Don't let anything surprise you,
Like that?
like that, and you'll be golden.
It's kind of like Super Mario 64 was, except there's a lot more motion to it. It's an upgrade. I like that a lot.
There is.
Speaking of which, was it in 64 that Mario first started punching things? Was there
It's an
some
excellent question.
Seems like
Game Boy game or something?
I can't recall him ever punching things, except maybe in the Super Mario Bros. Super Show. Perhaps he punched something there at one time.
That's what I was thinking of, because, Mario, it's getting old hat, all this. He's been jumping on things, he's been punching things now for a long time. It's time for a new move, I think, and to take inspiration from the show, I think Mario should get wrestling. Like, he should be able to choke slam Goombas.
Mario's ready!
I'll tell you one thing, brother. And Luigi's like, yeah, what are you going to tell me? And it just kind of peters out there, sorry.
I remember a Mario Brothers Super Show, seeing the power-up reminded me of that, where Bowser takes a bunch of power-ups and he can use them. That wasn't from the Super Show, it was from whatever the show was called where they had Mario 3 canonical stuff happening in it.
Canonical.
And, they went out of their way to get the frog suit, but, there wasn't really water involved, so it just doesn't make much sense. This part of the galaxy is awesome, by the way.
Yes, it's amazing. It's amazing. Look how happy these things are. They know how.
Right?
They know the score. They know how awesome the level is.
Hey, Mario!
Oh, why'd you throw that at us?
I'm a steering on instinct. I can't see.
Keep on rolling. This is a little harder than it looks because it's very easy to overcorrect
Yeah. I can
and
see that.
fall to your death.
There are a bunch of star bits just to kind of.
You almost missed some star bits there, Beatus.
Whew.
Would have happened.
I would have started over if I'd done that. I like how it ends too.
Yeah, like the sound, like the sands through the hourglass.
Turns into a sandy little piss stream. There's that.
The
You
whole name
later.
of the galaxy was kind of suggestive.
You can't flip the bird in this game, so that's the closest thing Mario has to that.
Just the
I mean,
doink.
just look at this thing. We go from piss stream to this.
Yeah.
Whatever this is.
Oh God, this thing.
It's. I don't know what this is.
It's got a.
Some manner of bird dinosaur hybrid.
Yeah, it's a beak lizard sand creature.
I think someone has a bad case of worms, is what I think.
Probably. And Mario's doing his best to flush them out by throwing fireballs down his throat.
That's what you do.
It's kind of Muppet-ish, with the eyes. It kind of did like Kermit eyes when you hit it with enough fireballs.
I can see that. Hey, Mario!
It's not easy being on fire.
Hey!
Don't end my short existence.
Why do I exist? This boss is pretty easy.
I want to live.
Oh, nice.
It's only slightly hard when he throws those bombs at you, because they're kind of hard to dodge.
What happened there?
I'm not entirely sure.
Like, it looked like Mario did a power-up motion. Did you do some sort of pro-ass frame canceling?
That's exactly what I did. Yes.
You're ready for the next Smash game.
That's the whole reason I've been Let's Playing this. With all those fireballs. Oh, well. Okay. One of these days.
It's almost a tradition
Every
now.
time we're in a video, you whiff, and it's hilarious.
I think I've pulled that off at least once.
I know you have. I keep a spreadsheet.
Do you have video evidence of that?
Yeah.
I would hope so.
I wouldn't believe it otherwise.
So that galaxy was a lot of fun. Now let's do something that's not fun.
Hooray! I mean,
Well, well, first there's that. But then we have to revisit an old friend in a new place.
Oh no.
Lubba in the basement.
There's a friend I'm very concerned it could be.
He's got some Z's in his name.
Oh, shit!
It's
No.
that guy, yep.
I remember being so frustrated by this.
It's our Zumba instructor. No,
Let's
no,
let this guy starve.
I wish.
You can't. That's just cruel.
Imagine that face staring at you while you sleep. Either Lubba or that guy, actually.
They're both there.
I wish I were involved in this conversation. Do you want to let me in? I have some funny anecdotes.
You tell them every time we come back to the ship.
I know some card tricks. If I can get in on those, I can show you some neat stuff.
Lubba, you can't reach your one hand with your other hand. You can't do card tricks. So.
Is this your card? And he pulls out a human head.
You guys get some pretty weird stuff here, like the human head power-up.
Lubba, how do you fit that head in your very tight pants?
It's best not to ask. It's a gravity well. It's a little confusing.
Onwards to Fluzzard.
Of the two, this one is actually really visually cool, so...
It's visually cool and much, much harder than the last one.
Yes.
Hooray!
I think I remember when I first played this game, I got stuck on this star for a very long time. Or maybe not this specific star, but a star in this stage.
Yeah.
Now I'm getting a little worried. Are the controls floaty in this game, or is it just for the bird?
How do you mean floaty controls?
Like, you getting stuck on something, like, from what I've seen in this game so far, it doesn't look that hard.
Thank you.
So,
Welcome.
so if you're getting stuck on something, then you can assume that you're struggling with the controls rather than the section actually being...
More importantly, what is the difference in enunciation of yellow text, red text, and blue text? Your thoughts?
I think only birds have the ability to enunciate that.
So it means that they're squawking, but only when they say those specific words? They don't squawk the whole time?
It's kind of like a parrot that kind of learned to talk. It's like, probably want to... Ah! You know.
Polly is Ridley, apparently.
Everything that squawks is.
That's how Ridley learned to talk, was a parlor trick.
So the reason this is hard is that you have to kind of know that that archway is there, or that doorway is there, otherwise you will hit a wall.
Yeah, you can get so lost.
It's easy to get lost, and this is the only way to go. And then, on top of that, you need to go through all these archways if you're a completionist and want the comet medal. And especially that second archway where you have to curve really fast to the left to get to it can be easy to miss.
Did the balloons do anything, or...
Star bits!
Well, why aren't you popping every last one? I'm sort of disappointed with you now.
I'm distracted right now.
Oh.
And of course, after you get all the gates, it's easy to just fly right past the comet medal as well. Which can be the most frustrating thing that will ever happen to you.
You ever hit the door? I know I hit the door the first time on my
I've
couple
done that,
tries.
yes, I've done that.
It's miserable.
I told you to not let the door hit you on him. Yeah.
Even Fluzzard looks happy. I'm gonna clip his wings off.
He actually looks kind of sick, honestly.
I think he's just smoked a shitload of weed.
That's also possible.
That's all he does.
That explains why he can't fly very high.
Thank you again.
You're welcome.
So how many tries did this take? Like, recording attempts?
Not too many, fortunately. But,
You hate him, just the same.
less than 10, I think.
Is it just that it's not very fun?
It's fun enough, but you have to remember where everything is. And if you don't know, you'll probably get more frustrated. What's that, Lava? What are you saying?
Star, 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 star.
That's what he's saying. It makes sense.
Thanks for abbreviating it, text guy.
The radio broke and now he's just singing.
Well, now let's go back to the fun. And sail some sandy seas down by the seashore of sand.
How do you differentiate those?
I don't know.
Oh, it's daytime now.
It is. Daytime in floating Pyramid Cloud City. And look who it is. No reason to waste the time, so let's be Luigi.
Does Luigi... Luigi's, like weird, like, slippery stepping, I guess, wouldn't affect you as much. Although...
Actually, playing as Luigi in this particular star makes it much harder, and you'll see why during the last sequence.
Yeah, not so much the sand, but the other stuff. Yeah.
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 Because you kind of need to be precise with where you are later on, and as Luigi, that's a bit difficult. So the sand here goes backwards instead of forwards, so you're stuck.
You can't just fight the, Is it so strong that you can't go that way, even if you're, like, you jump against the sand, or...
Only Argon Matrix can do it.
Ah, of course.
This is an awesome-looking mechanic. This is fantastic. Just how the gravity follows you.
You actually don't have to do this to get to the right. You can just easily wall jump up there, but we gotta show this off.
It's amazing.
It's Klinger Winger! No!
So you need to go down the orange pipe. The green one will just take you back to the beginning of this area.
Let's go in the green one.
Luigi's tall enough to actually collect the coins just by standing there.
Mm-hmm. On his tippy toes. We solved the puzzle. Good.
Waiting. The best part about a Mario game.
That's the fun part. You get to soak it in, meditate a little bit, think about your next move.
Yeah, because when there's a lot of quicksand around, you don't get that luxury. You have to do it while you're in there, otherwise you're dead. It's well thought out.
So, is Luigi in on Mario's piracy scheme here?
Here it's more of a pyramid scheme.
Is he just very gullible?
Well, you just saw what Luigi did, you tell me.
I have to tell you, I was watching the background the whole time, and my god, don't do that. It is motion sickness central. It's like, you have to be keeping an eye on your character, otherwise it's just awful.
So here is why being Luigi is a little bit more difficult.
Alright.
The
Oh,
raft regenerates, and sometimes you can only have a small clearance without sinking.
and
Nice.
his run is kinda...
It's ice physics, sort
It's
of.
a little... yeah,
Basically.
it's a little slippery.
Luigi's got oil in them boots. So if you throw a star bit at the Magic Koopas, it'll stun them for a second and they won't fire at you. Pro tip.
Finally get some use for those 2 million billion star bits you encountered.
Hey, I spent 1,500 feeding that fat fuck earlier.
It's funny, that's exactly why I have never used the star bits against these things, and was just introduced to that, because I never shoot star bits at anything. I'm such a hoarder.
I am too, I'm the same way.
Sometimes we make sacrifices.
Sometimes desperate times.
But I was just thinking that Mario is basically a pirate because he's traveling on an ego ship from world to world, plundering its riches and killing its inhabitants.
Sure, sure.
So, like, Bowser is just an excuse, as far as
It's fun.
you know.
Man, this is cool.
That chain chomp tracks you. Fortunately, there aren't 70 of them.
Not in this version.
That's the Praxter comet.
Right. That's the.
This galaxy they put so many little touches into. It's one of my...
It looked fun.
It's very fun. We'll have occasion to come back later.
Why?
You'll see.
Luigi didn't even, like, wipe his feet before he stepped on your ship? Like, you know he's got sand all over his boots. What the hell?
No, he's got it, get it everywhere.
Keelhaul him. Round the planet.
Luigi, you don't get a hug. For the last time. So next time we'll explore an alternately hot and cold place. Montana.